Hey guys, I am in Montana, and this is a beautiful state, let me tell you. We are in West Yellowstone on a family vacation at a cabin. But what I thought I would do is take a moment to talk about the elk hunt that I've been on this season so far. The original season, if that's what you want to call it, is over. I do have the extended hunt that I'm looking into the details of that, but what I wanted to do was talk about what I learned on this hunt. One of the things that really stood out on the hunt is I don't hear so well. I know my hearing isn't as good as it once was, but my brother would say, "Did you hear that?" You know, it would be the middle of the night or the dark or just sitting there in the middle of the day, whatever it was. And I'd just listen, I'd say, "Nope," just thinking I missed it, and it was gone. He'd say, "That right there." "Nope, don't hear it." There's a lot of stuff I couldn't hear. I didn't realize my hearing was that bad until he was out there with me. So obviously that plays into the hunt, where if you're not hearing stuff, well, you're gonna miss stuff. So that was eye-opening to me. The other thing that stood out to me is the animals when we were in the trees. In the second area that we went to, were very active during the day, a lot more so than I had initially thought, but they were in the trees. So typically when I'm glassing, that kind of a thing, I'm not seeing them. And that leads up to the first time we ran into that bunch of elk, is we were sitting on that wallow. We decided just to sit and watch, and I kind of got bored, to be honest with you. And I went up and around, and then I'm just kind of looking around. It was 6 o'clock in the evening. Honestly, I didn't think I'd see anything running around in there until 7, 8 o'clock, which is the time I normally see them come out. But again, a lot more active during the day than I had originally thought. Another thing I learned, just from my personal perspective, is I need to understand and learn the wind better. I hear a lot of guys talk about, you know, in the evenings and morning when it's cool, the thermals are coming down. Makes sense. In the middle of the day, or when it starts to heat up mid-morning, then the thermals switch and they start going up. Makes sense. The problem is a lot of the reality when I get in there, I'd be sitting in one spot, do the little the wind checker thing, and it would blow this way. I'm not kidding you. Like 3 seconds later, I'd do it again, it'd be blowing that way. That wind was just doing all sorts of squirrely things in there. So that's one thing I need to learn better, is how to play that wind and how to read it, and then subsequently make decisions from it. When to hold tight, when to push in, when to pull back. So a lot of being out there wasn't just learning, oh yep, I got one, I got, you know, a fact that I learned that I could store in my brain, but it was more, okay, it started me down a path of questions to ask, and more questions and learning as a result. One other thing, just releasing that shot, it reminded me as I'm looking through my peep. I've shot this bow, I don't know how much. I mean, it's been a long time. But the peep, let's just say if I'm looking through it, the peep is this big. I'll tell you, the time I was with my son and those cow elk came down and I drew back and I was, okay, you know, that peep seemed like instead of this big, it was like this big. It was just one of those weird things of, I've done it 1,000 times, you know, shooting my bow, but when those cows came down, man, ooh, man, that was a different experience. Cool experience too. I'm really happy that at least during the season that I actually got to draw my bow back. I wish I at least got an attempt at a shot, or I mean an actual arrow being released. But you know, at least to draw the bow back at a potential shot of elk within distance, I got to take that as a win on my first archery elk hunt. One of the biggest questions that I had throughout the whole series, for those of you guys that watched it, was cattle. You know, how do moo cows affect the hunt? And I asked that question and got a lot of responses in the comment section, so thank you guys for it. A lot of guys have said their experience, if there's cattle in the area, generally speaking, you're not going to find your elk in the area. I found that to be true in the first area where there were cattle. I hardly saw any deer. I did see some deer, but where there was a big concentration of cattle, I didn't see a lot of deer. In the second area we went, the area where I actually got to draw my bow back, we'd literally run some cows off right there, I don't know, 20 minutes earlier, and then the elk came through. Now something had spooked the elk, so I don't know that they were hanging out directly in that area, but at least in that situation, in that area, the elk and cattle seem to be sharing it to some degree. There's just a few of the things I learned. There's a whole bunch more, but just wanted to throw that out there, get some more discussion going. I know there's a lot of guys that are in the position that I'm in. They're saying, oh yeah, I want to do the same thing. I want to get back into hunting. I haven't been in a while. They can learn a lot from this. You guys putting comments in the comment section about what you know, because you guys have been hunting for so long. That really helps me. It helps the other guys as well. So I just thought this would be kind of a fun video and to kind of show off Montana here a little bit. This is a beautiful state. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.